Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Shahbaz Gill to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Shahbaz Gill's words. First of all, the countdown, 91 days to go. Yes, 91 days remain until the retirement of Field Marshal Asim Munir and the arrival of a new army chief in the country. Now let's look at other news. First, a very important update at this moment. Heavy rains have started again in Buna and other areas. Rivers are in flood. The same is true in India. Their rivers have overflowed again due to heavy rainfall. The question is another major flood heading towards Pakistan? People who are already devastated, almost the entire Punjab is underwater, might face another wave of flooding. Yesterday we had also told you about the severe threat of clashes and conflict in certain areas. Today we will also cover further developments about that. But before that, in this atmosphere of despair, there is one achievement of yours, for which you deserve congratulations. For the first time, someone has defeated Maryam Nawaz. Since the day Maryam Nawaz was born, she has been her father's fairy. Whatever she demanded was fulfilled. Whatever she was forbidden from, she insisted on doing. And she carried this stubbornness outside the home as well. Those close to her say that when she is stopped from something, she turns it into her mission and does it, even if it causes harm to herself or others. But for the first time, the people of Pakistan, with the help of social media, have defeated Maryam Nawaz. This gave her an opportunity to reflect on her actions. And it seems she did reflect. But how much? That will become clear when I show you the pictures and comparisons. It will be evident that even after learning, she has not really learned anything. Some people have manufacturing faults. They lack empathy, humanity, compassion, and maternal instincts. Allah simply did not grant them such qualities. That is why I want to show you a comparison, to help you understand what kind of people Field Marshal Asim Munir has imposed upon you. You may recall 2 days ago, when Maryam Nawaz went out on a boat ride with her attendants. You remember, in shallow waters, about 2 to 3 feet deep, she gathered many people into one boat, took a small round and came back. Afterwards she posted foolish remarks on Twitter and elsewhere saying, "From this ride I realized the engines need overhauling, oil changes are required, bigger engines should be installed in boats, there should be first aid kits, food supplies and lights for nighttime visibility. All this is already standard in rescue boats, except food supplies, since they're not needed. Rescue systems are built so that within 15 to 20 minutes people can be reached. So, yes, first aid kits make sense, but what she said was pure ignorance. Anyway, my real point today is different. The day before her boat trip, she was in Changla Gali with her father, uncle and Field Marshal Sahib, discussing the next extension, how to continue targeting PTI, what bargains exist in the 27th Amendment, and how to keep the country under control. All this while, people in Punjab and other regions were drowning in floodwaters. When she returned, she realized people were furious, so she stood on a bridge, waved her hand with bureaucrats by her side, and had her video taken. When it hit the media, the public criticized her even more. Her kitchen cabinet sat down and told her, "This won't work. You'll have to blend with the people." That is the exact advice given to her. So, to appear like the people, she dressed accordingly. I won't discuss her clothes, because whenever anyone mentions her expensive clothes or shoes, Asma Bukhari insults their mothers. To avoid such disgrace, I'll focus elsewhere. When Maryam sat on the boat that day, she was wearing diamond earrings worth crores of rupees in Pakistani currency. Her makeup artist, Saman Bibi, spent almost 3 hours on her makeup that morning. I say this with respect, not in any derogatory way, but purely to expose her callousness and indifference as a chief minister, while her province was drowning. While people were suffocating and dying without rescue, she first spent 3 hours on makeup, then put on diamond earrings worth an estimated 3 to 3.5 crore rupees. She also wore heavy diamond rings on both hands, carefully angling them before the cameras so every stone would shine clearly. She was putting on a complete show. On top of that, her luxury makeup alone cost thousands of dollars. A professional breakdown showed that the products she used, Foundation, concealer, bronzer, eyeshadow, mascara, lipstick, liner, setting spray, luxury perfume, altogether cost around $1,000 per session. That equals about 3 to 3.5 lakh Pakistani rupees for a single day's makeup. This doesn't include her jewellery, clothes, shoes or handbags. Looking at her pictures, she appeared picture perfect, as if she were heading to receive a national medal or attend a grand formal gathering, not to meet flood-stricken, devastated people. The next day, however, after relentless public criticism, Maryam Nawaz, for the first time in her life, seemed to take a step back. Her team told her to tone it down, act with simplicity, appear more like ordinary people. She then wore a plain outfit with a large dupatta, like a shawl, to show simplicity. But even that day, she wore a Patek Philippe watch worth around $100,000. Her team tried to blur the brand in official pictures to hide it, pasting a yellow overlay to cover it, but the truth was exposed. They picked up the photos. Zooming in, look at this picture carefully. In it, the watch's brand has been erased, and even one of the hands of the watch is missing. Yes, the very watch Maryam Baji was wearing, one of its hands was made to disappear, and the brand's name was also erased. Clearly the whole thing was photoshopped. Now look at this second picture carefully. In this one, the watch brand is visible and the hands are also there. Copying requires some intelligence, but Baji's team is full of patwaris. They edited one photo properly, but in another they missed the details, leaving everything visible. So this Patek Philippe watch, one of the most expensive brands in the world, perhaps the most expensive, costs around $100,000 according to our online check. In Pakistan, that equals crores of rupees. This is what Maryam Baji was wearing, and yet her team, the same way she used to forge with Calibri font, tampered with her photos, erasing the hands and brand to hide how costly the watch was. But the truth is, she still wore it. What sense does it make to visit poor, helpless people in such devastated areas while wearing a watch worth crores of rupees? Now look at this next picture. A child, an old fan, in the background the child's mother, Maryam Baji, and a 100 rupee biryani box on the ground with poor people sitting behind. And on Baji's wrist, the Patek Philippe worth $100,000. Next, let's watch this video. Please focus carefully. In it, Maryam Baji puts a spoon of food into the child's mouth so her cameraman can capture the moment to show she is blending in with the people. I once asked a professor, what is the greatest transformation in a person's life? He replied, for men, perhaps never, but for women, the biggest change comes when they become mothers. A girl transforms into a mother and her entire world changes. After that, she cannot treat any child with coldness. She develops natural empathy, sees every child as her own, and her hands carry tenderness and maternal affection. That's why, if you meet any elderly mother, rich or poor, when she strokes your head, you feel extraordinary affection, even if she isn't your own mother. Allah puts this gift inside mothers, even among animals. Now watch this video again carefully. The child is eating biryani on his own. Maryam snatches the spoon from him. There's no empathy. Empathy means kindness, gentleness, care. But she grabs the spoon from him and without tenderness shoves it into his mouth. A real mother feeds carefully, avoiding hurting the child, ensuring the food doesn't spill. But Maryam treated him like a machine, as if inserting a token. She even prepared to feed a second spoonful before the first was swallowed. The video cuts, but you can see it clearly. A display for the cameras, devoid of motherly warmth. Though she proudly calls herself a grandmother and indeed has children and grandchildren, perhaps her maternal instinct takes a holiday when it comes to poor children. Or maybe it got lost in the Patek Philippe watch on her wrist. Now focus on the child's mother. She's at least 5 to 10 years younger than Maryam, yet poverty has left deep marks on her face. Compare her with Maryam's made-up appearance, her watch worth crores. Maryam came to meet children like this, but wore a $100,000 watch on her wrist. Notice also, despite hardship, the mother's face carries a smile and peace, something you will never see on Maryam's face. Even while struggling, she carries a sense of calm that wealth cannot buy. Look at another photo, Maryam sitting, her fine fabric clothes visible. Behind her, on the right, sits a boy. He is younger than Maryam's son, yet poverty has worn him down. Beside him, an elderly man. Look at his hair, his eyes. Poverty has battered him. He badly needs medical treatment but isn't getting it. Believe it or not, he is around Maryam's age, perhaps 2 years older or younger. Yet he looks 70, destroyed by poverty. Another picture. Maryam talking while in front of her a sweating young man is soaked. Look at his sweat, his hands. And then look at Maryam's $100,000 watch on her wrist. She wore that watch to meet such people. This is her empathy. This is the mind of a woman who hasn't even properly passed her FSC, and that too with cheating. You can wrap a Patek Philippe around such a mind, but the brain remains the same. Now the final video. Look carefully. Maryam arrives, surrounded by 3 or 4 cameramen. As she walks, she is staring directly into the camera lens. This isn't natural coverage. It's a staged shoot. Of course, chief ministers and prime ministers are always covered by cameras, and that's normal. But here it's entirely about posing for the lens, nothing else. So this is the reality. Yes, you succeeded in criticizing her, but only partly. She still doesn't know how to truly blend with the people. She lacks empathy, humanity, and love. She goes to flood-hit areas dressed in expensive clothes, loaded with makeup, diamonds, earrings, and luxury watches. Better if she didn't go at all. That poor child eating 100 rupee biryani didn't know that the wrist feeding him carried a Patek Philippe worth $100,000. Moving forward, when our Chief Sahib arrived, look at our fate. Even he couldn't let his shoes get dirty. They laid out a white carpet-like sheet so his boots wouldn't touch mud. Even though he was wearing army boots, which can easily be cleaned by an orderly, they still covered the ground for him. This is the ruling elite, indifferent to the suffering masses. Now, a quick update. In Buna, heavy rains are falling again. Videos show flooding, with rivers swelling. It seems fresh floods are coming towards Sindh and other areas. Similarly, in India, rivers are in spate again, rains continue, and there is a high chance of water flowing into Pakistan. The 9th spell of monsoon is beginning, expected between now and September 2nd, with stormy rains predicted across most districts of Punjab, Rawalpindi, Murree, Galiat, Attock, Chakwal, Jhelum, Gujranwala, Lahore, Gujarat, Sialkot, Narawal, Hafizabad, Mandi Bahaudin, Sahiwal, Jang, Sargodha, Mianwali, virtually all of Punjab. NDMA has also issued warnings. General Inam stated that between September 3rd and 4th, a flood of 900,000 cusecs is expected at Panjnad headworks. Embankments may have to be breached to protect the structure. At Gudu Barrage between September 5th and 6th, flows of 800,000 to 1.1 million cusecs are expected. If embankments are cut, this may reduce to 700,000 to 900,000 cusecs, which could help save the barrage. Finally, one last update. Aleema Khanum Sahiba's son was presented in court today. He had been on remand. His lawyers presented evidence proving he wasn't even in Lahore at the time of the alleged incident. The judge acknowledged this, but under pressure from behind-the-scenes military officers, still sent him to judicial custody instead of releasing him. Now his bail application can be filed, and hopefully in the coming days he will be granted bail. But the injustice is clear before you. That wraps up our translation of Shahbaz Gill's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.